Welcome. Providence Renewal Center acknowledges that we are located on Treaty 6 territory and home of the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 4. We respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. Let's take a brief silence to acknowledge the land we live and are joining from. We are delighted you are interested in learning more about becoming called in love, a spiritual formation program offered through Providence Renewal Center. This presentation will provide you with a brief overview of the program. We'll go through about 10 slides, and if you have any questions, please contact the email address that is included at the end of this presentation. Becoming Called in Love is a one-year spiritual formation program in the Christian tradition for those seeking to deepen their self-knowledge and spiritual life. Becoming begins in October 2026 until June 2027. The goals of Becoming are defined as to nurture a prayerful and supportive learning community, to draw on spiritual resources and practices from the Christian faith tradition, to foster contemplative listening and discernment skills, to offer monthly learning modules related to faith and spirituality, to facilitate opportunities to discern invitation to growth, and to organize learning that promotes self-growth. From October to June, Becoming offers 8 modules and 2 retreats. As you can see here, the module and retreat topics are deeply human and personal, so as to be spiritually enriching for anyone. Module topics are My Sacred Story, Reflecting Theologically, Foundations of the Spiritual Life, Being Human, The Dark Night of the Soul, Human Sexuality, Sacred Texts, Living Word, and Honoring Life's Transitions, while retreat themes include Pathways to Prayer and Discernment. Becoming is offered in a blended delivery of online and in-person. The orientation module in early October and retreats in January and May are in person at Providence Renewal Center in Edmonton, which from here on we will refer to as PRC. The rest of the learning modules are presented online via Zoom. Learning modules consist of education input plus prayer and reflection time for processing. There is approximately 8 to 10 hours of facilitated input, plus 2 to 4 hours of prayer and reflection times for each module. The program launches in person at PRC with an orientation plus our first learning module, My Sacred Story, on Friday, October 2nd at 1 p.m. and concludes at 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 4th. Subsequent Zoom modules begin on Friday at 1 p.m. and conclude at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Retreats run from Monday 1 p.m. to Friday 1 p.m. Both Pathways to Prayer and Discernment retreats include input plus time for reflection and prayer. To complement your learning, there will be reading and writing assignments. The reading requirements include 4 books plus supplemental documents as provided by module facilitators. The 4 required books are as listed: The Art of Theological Reflection, Spirituality, A Very Short Introduction, Learning to Pray, A Guide for Everyone, and The Dark Night of the Soul, a psychiatrist explores the connection between darkness and spiritual growth. There are also written assignments, 2 book reports from the required reading. This is about 500 to 750 words. monthly reflection in response to learning module content and experience. There are fillable forms to fill out, and this is about 300 to 500 words. And an integration or summary paper at year's end. This is about 3,000 to 3,500 words, and personal journaling for your own growth. Writing assignments are reviewed by our leadership team, except for your personal journaling. What are the requirements to join the program? First, there are spiritual desire and maturity, basic knowledge of one's spiritual tradition, commitment to spiritual direction at one's own cost, and availability to participate in modules, retreats, and to complete assignments. How do you apply for the program? Prayerfully consider your own desire for spiritual formation and your ability to commit to the program. Request application form can be through the website or requested via email. The application form is straightforward, user-friendly through a fillable form that includes personal contact information and reflections on your desire to participate. Submitting your application form can be done via email, post, or in person. Then what about registration dates and fees? Application fee of $100 non-refundable to be submitted with your application form. This application fee can be paid online via the website or send a check payable to Providence Renewal Center. All this is outlined on the application form. Then the tuition fee of $3,000 can be paid in full or by installment. This tuition fee includes facilitation fee for modules and retreats and accommodation and meals for all in-person sessions. And the application deadline is May 31st, 2026. Upon completing Becoming, you will receive Certificate of Completion in Spiritual Formation. Completion of Becoming prepares you for Presence Sent to Serve, which is a training in the Ministry of Spiritual Direction through a supervised practicum and supportive learning modules and retreats. Or if you discern not to be trained in the Ministry of Spiritual Direction, you can continue to learn with your cohort through attending monthly modules and not participating in the practicum. We call this option Becoming 2. Completion of both Becoming and Presence may qualify for academic equivalence credits from St. Stephen's College and Newman Theological College. For more information, contact the institutions directly. And thank you so much for listening and attending this presentation. We hope to see your application form soon. Bye now.